Welcome to the Advanced Auto Parts 90th Advanceiversary Influencer Roundtable. We have collected some of the best content creators that specialize in automotive content, and we're here to ask them what it's like to have a career creating automotive content, how important they think this content is to the industry, and where they think the industry might be going over the next 90 years. Starting with the veterans out of Flying Sparks Garage, Emily and Aaron, our automotive educator and journalist out of Mechanic Shop Femme, Kaya, Stephanie drifts and builds and so much more, and our Turbo Miata legend, Alexander Vargas. But first, we'll start with a round of Ask Me Anything, where we'll ask questions from our influencers' own audiences, followed by a roundtable discussion, and finally some trivia, in which our last place contestant will face serious consequences. With that being said, let's get started.
One of the most frequently asked questions that I get is, what is the best first project car? Now, when I think of best first project car, I think cheap, easy to work on, reliable. For me, I'd say Miata is probably my number one. Reason being, they're obviously super cheap, very, very easy to work on, which is important in my head.
Yeah, and do you feel like the Miata is like a really good bang for the buck?
It is the best.
Because you get to have a lot of fun.
Correct.
For not a lot of money. And like you said, they're reliable and easy to work on.
I think the most popular question I get is from folks who just got their driver's license. What are some things I can do to maintain my car on my own if I don't have car experience? And that, for me, always starts with checking your tire pressure. Checking your tire pressure is going to save you money on tires. It's also going to save you money on gas. It's going to make your car safer. And it's really easy to do.
One of my more popular questions is, why is your car pink? So I have two cars that I drift with, and they're both pink. And the reason being is my mom had breast cancer a few years ago, and she's a single mother. It just reminds me of how strong she was and what a warrior she is. And that's kind of like how I feel out there at the track with all these, it's a male-dominated sport. It's pretty scary for anyone. So I watched a few YouTube videos and I learned how to paint them pink because I knew that I would send it at the track and then I would have to fix it myself.
Do you ever take mom drifting?
My mom refuses to get in the car with me. She watches me and she supports me, but she refuses to get in the car. It's one of my lifelong missions to get her in my car.
The question that I get a lot, because we have so many different projects, is what's the next project you guys are excited about? We leave here and we go pick up a 64 Nova that is in Northern California. We're not just picking it up on a trailer, we're going to drive it back home to Texas. It's got a 2-speed power glide, and he said it gets like 19 or 20 miles per gallon. So it's like almost a Prius.
Wow, a 64 Nova that saves gas. Who'd have thought? What kind of car content do you enjoy making the most?
I really like to feature independent shops that are doing good work. Every National Car Care Month, I feature women and queer-owned shops in different parts of the country, getting them to send me the video of their shop and to tell me a bit about their story, and then I create my voiceover and narrate over it. And people are so excited to find these spaces within their own communities, and that is my favorite thing to do.
Recently, I've loved creating content at the junkyard. I love going to the junkyards. I think they're so much fun. I don't necessarily go out and buy anything, but it's cool because on TikTok, I see everyone jump in. Oh my God, I saw a Jeep in the background, or I saw that Cadillac. And it's just cool how everyone has different tastes, but we all come together at the junkyard because we're all interested in something.
I don't really like driving that much. I'm just gonna say it. I love building so much. Seeing the transformation unfold and understanding I built it with both my hands, there's just something about it.
How does everyone feel like they impact their audiences? How do you want to impact your audiences? Is there a difference?
I get a lot of people that say, oh, I wish I could do what you were doing. I wish I could drift. And I'm like, but why can't you? Because I do it, and I used to feel the same way. If you really want it, at the end of the day, you make it happen. And so that's one thing that I try to tell people, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. You can even do it better than I can. I didn't know anything when I started.
I started my platform specifically to create a space where my community can come and learn, where our humanity is recognized, and we are taught in a way that doesn't just focus on cars, but focuses on who we are and how we are, and recognizes that it's a full picture experience.
It's very fascinating. Our audience has actually guided our content to some degree. because we started getting feedback. I watched this with my daughter. I watched this with my son. I watch it with my wife. My wife never wanted to be in the shop, and now all of a sudden she does. And so we kind of guided our content in the direction of family oriented.
How have brands like Advance Auto Parts, when they come to support you guys or want to sponsor you, what kind of impact does that make?
It gave me time to do what I wanted to do. It's honestly made things a lot easier, if we're being real. Just having full focus on something that I've been wanting to do for like 5-6 years, and just gave me the opportunity to do it and take advantage of it.
It's really, really cool that now marketing is companies coming to real people who are making content that matters to them, and clearly it matters to other people if they have a viewership. It's just a really special thing that's where marketing is now, that it's with real people that are doing real things and being authentic in themselves.
For as long as I can remember, I've always believed in myself, but to have one of the biggest like auto parts stores believe in me too, it was awesome. It feels good. It's like they're seeing what I've always seen in myself.
Well, some awesome insight from all of our guests. And now we will challenge your automotive knowledge with a round of trivia. Okay, our esteemed guests have their whiteboards ready. I'm going to ask them a series of questions, each of which you'll have to answer at the same time. When we're all ready, we'll reveal our answers, and the last person will face a penalty. What is the world's all-time best-selling car?
Do we have to spell it right?
Almost ready?
Just
Everybody
drive.
ready? Let's see it. F-150, F-150,
What?
F-150. Toyota Corolla. Correct.
You guys won?
Toyota
Nicely
Corolla
done.
is the best-selling car.
Okay, this is the best-selling truck.
We like trucks, that's what it
It's
is.
the best-selling truck.
If a horn on your car has worked perfectly, then suddenly it stops working, what is the first thing you want to check? Let's reveal our answers if we have them. Fuse is correct.
I know it.
What'd you want?
I'm a battery.
I'm feeling a little bit smarter.
In which year did Henry Ford establish the Ford Motor Company? In what year? This number starts with a 1.
What about the second number?
You ready?
I made something up.
Let's see what we got. What do we have? The answer is 1903. Oh,
Nice,
Kaya in the
dude.
back, the automotive educator educating all of
She
us
should be right.
in some history. What kind of drivetrain will most commonly be affected by torque steer? What kind of drivetrain gets affected by torque steer? Let's reveal. Independent suspension, front wheel drive, front wheel drive. Front wheel drive, that's what we were looking for. Front wheel drive.
I mean, it makes sense if that's the drivetrain that's getting power there.
For our last question, in what year was Advance Auto Parts founded? What year was Advance Auto Parts founded? I'm giving you 10 seconds.
I can't do the math on that.
All right, let's see it.
Is that
Let's
right?
see him. Let's see him. Reveal, reveal, reveal,
I think I get it
reveal.
wrong.
Yes.
What is yours
yes. Yes. Sorry, the answer was 1932.
You showed your work. I showed my work.
Okay, friends, so unfortunately, Aaron, that puts you dead last in this unbelievable round of trivia. And now you have to decide on your punishment being in the penalty lane. You have 2 options. The first, eating 4 extremely hot, spicy wings,
We're not doing that.
or letting the group text whoever you were just talking to last.
Send it.
We're sending it.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Aaron, so after long deliberation with our group, we've decided that since the last person you texted was your mom, you will text her this. Mom, I have something to tell you, so I hope you're sitting down. That's
Got it.
Sorry, babe. No, she's gonna call him.
Sent.
It's sent.
It has been an absolute pleasure speaking with all of you today and learning more about the wonderful world of cars together. With that being said,
Shall we get
Get out of here.
I gotta make a phone call.
Your poor mother.